I would encourage you, after you set up your blog, to play with this. There's 3 tabs here, and under each of these tabs you can see there's all kinds of variations of things you can do. So I would encourage you to play with this, but I want to show you a few basic things here. This is the primary thing you're going to do. You're going to post blogs, and you're going to be creating blog entries. So let's go ahead and start a post. I'm going to say, this is my first post. And then I'm going to tab down, go in, and type, this is my first chance to post to my my new blog. You can tell I'm not a very good typist. And that's all there is to it. If I come down here and hit publish post, it's up there. I would encourage you to do one thing before you publish post. I would give it a label. Labels are up to you. You're going to create these, so there's no right or wrong answer. But I'll give you an example. Let's say you're in the Internet and American Life class this fall. And you're going to present something that you learned in that class. I would label this particular post Internet and American Life, because then, let's say by the end of the semester, you end up listing 3 or 4 things that you learned in this class. A person who's reading your blog can go see that label, click on that, and see all of the posts that had to do with that class. So in this case, I'm just going to type test as a label. So all of my test posts would be the same. If I click publish post and then I view the blog, you'll see that that's the basic template I picked. You can see this is there even with my typos. So I'm officially blogging at this point. And you can see that Andy is the person who's posting them. I'm going to go back by hitting customize so I can see this area again. I want to show you one other thing about posting. There's this little tab up here that says edit HTML. This is for all of you who are really good at HTML possibly, but there's a little trick I want to show you. Let's say, for example, you find something really great on YouTube or some other website where you want to put some media onto your blog. I looked this up earlier. This is actually on YouTube. This is a UIS discussing their experience with online learning. If you look to the side of, and this is true of all YouTube videos, you're going to see this little thing that says embed right here. If you click on this, go to edit, copy. I'm going to go back to Blogger. I'm going to be in the edit tab. I'm going to put my cursor here. I'm going to go edit, paste. Let's give it a title. I'm just going to call it video for the sake of argument. Hit publish post. Go to view Blogger. And you can see that YouTube video is now inside my blog. I didn't have to do any sort of file upload or download. I'm just linking back to that YouTube, and if I click on this, I won't play it all, but you can see, let's move forward so you can see.
And then the summer
discussing her experience. So that, again, those are 2 quick things about posting. You can also, as you post, look at all of the posts you've made. So let's say, for example, I put this on here and I decided I didn't like it. I can come in here and I could delete it, and it's gone. I don't have to worry about it anymore. A few other ideas. I want you to eventually look at settings. Setting, again, this is what I typed in earlier on. This is the title, but if I want to change that title, I can change it. I can type in a description of what my blog is about. That might be useful to people. I would encourage you to do both of those things, but what I want to point out are these 2 areas right here. And it's probably worth noting that your blog is a public space. Now, you can make it a private space, but that kind of goes against what we're trying to create here. We want to share these ideas. So the first thing, if you say yes to this, and yes is the default, your blog will be listed in the directory of blogs at blogger.com. So your blog might be blog of the day, for example. This is actually an even more interesting one. Can search engines find your blog? And the default is yes. I promise you that your search engines are going to find your blog, and that strangers are going to be reading what you write. I promise you, it happens all the time. As we move forward, I'll even show you how to keep track of who's reading your blog, at least where they're from and how long they're reading your blog and things like that. So pick and choose these as you want. I leave these as yes because my feeling is I realize I'm in a public space and I only say things in my blog that I'm not embarrassed or worried that the public might read. I'll let you determine what you want to do, but realize that these are out there and that your comments by default. In addition to this, there are a couple other things I want to show you. Let's see, there it is. I'm sorry, comments. You can choose who wants to comment. I would encourage you to either do one. I would certainly not want you to do only members of this blog, because I want you to have the opportunity to interact with your fellow classmates and the rest of us. I think anyone or registered users are probably the most useful ones, so I'll encourage you to play with those and to see if those are useful to you. Under the Layout tab, there are a couple things that I want to show you as well. If you were to kind of consider this, this is basically a visual representation of your blog. Here's where my main post goes. Here are the little things along the side. What I would encourage you to do, in fact, let me go in here to fonts and colors. Let's say that you picked this one because you like the general look of it, but you didn't like this orange right here. And I'm just going to scroll down. This is my blog title background color. Let's say I preferred it to be purple. You can do that. So you have a lot of ability to come in and fine-tune these things. When you're done with that, just hit Save Changes, and that's what your blog looks like at that point. If you're really good at HTML, you can come in here and you can play with all the HTML you want as well. And if you decide you really hate the template that you picked in the beginning, just choose Pick New Template. And here they all are, all the same templates, but you can see there's some variation there. So one template might have 2 or 3 different color schemes, 2 or 3 different looks. So you can play with this endlessly. What I would want you to do, though, and this is what I want to comment on, under Page Elements, I would encourage you to click Add Page Element. But there's 2 page elements I want you to add. These have to do with us creating a community. The first one is blog list. I would encourage you to add a blog list. What the blog list will give you the opportunity to link in your blog, link to other people's blogs. Now, as you create your blogs and tell me what they are, I'm going to link all of you in my blog list. I want everyone linked in mine. If you want to do the exact same thing, you're welcome to do that. If you want to just do the blogs, the fellow students that you kind of enjoy their thoughts most. So maybe there's 5 or 6 people that you really enjoy what they're saying and you really kind of have an affinity for what they're learning, just list them. It's up to you. But I would encourage you to have a blog list, if only because that's how we're going to create a community, by sharing these ideas. To actually add it, just click Add, and eventually, it's going slowly. Oh, there it goes. You're going to put a URL. If you remember earlier, you had a chance to pick your URL. So you can copy and paste it in, you can type it, but you just put whatever the blogger URL is here. You hit Add. In this case, it won't work because I didn't put something in. And when you save that person's blog will appear under your blog archive. Another page element I would encourage you to include would be the subscription links. If you click here, you can title this however you want to title it. It's just a title in this case. And you hit Save. When you look at your blog, it's taking a moment for it to load up here. Looks like it's loading in a different tab. Here's my blog. You can see that my colors have changed. Here's the subscriber thing that I just added. And if I click down, you can see that I can add this to Google or Bloglines or NetVibes or NewsGator or MyYahoo. These are RSS aggregators. An RSS feed allows you to subscribe, kind of like you might subscribe to a magazine. You could subscribe to a person's blog, and then when you go to your aggregator, every post they make is delivered there automatically. It's pushing that information out to you. So rather, if we end up having 20 or 30 people doing blogs, and there's really only 5 of them that interest you on a regular basis, I would encourage you to look around and to see what other people are doing. But maybe you only want to look at 5 on a regular basis. Then subscribe to those 5. Set them up in your aggregator, whichever one you want, and then when you open the aggregator, all of those posts are delivered to you, so that you don't have to go out and search them. That's kind of a real quick rundown. If you have questions, let me know. My hope is that this is really simple and really easy to use, but I want to make it as easy as possible for you. Have fun.